Pompeo, though, is starting to come across for me. And I realize he graduated first in his class in West Point. Oh, who gives a shit? You know, really, if it's that important to you, then Mike Pompeo, go join the frickin' military and lead a command someplace and go kill people and blow shit up. But the fact that Pompeo graduated first in his class at West Point, did I say West Point? I think I did, means nothing. Nothing, zero, zip, except to other West Point alumni, I guess. I mean, it doesn't mean shit to me. But anyway, that's the cover that this fascist Christian has put out there. Well, I graduated first in my class at West Point. Oh, BFD, Mike. So what got me on this is that today, this morning, Pompeo accused House Democrats of attempting to intimidate and bully 5 State Department officials that the key committees have asked to interview as part of an impeachment inquiry centering on Trump's criminal activity in one narrow area, the Ukraine. Trump is a goddamn gangster. There is no equivocation. He is a gangster. But wisely, I hope the Democrats do this, because we Americans are dumber than shit. We can't hold 5 different thoughts in our mind at once. And it would take a lot more than that to hold in our minds all the charges that could be leveled against this monster in the White House. So wisely, Pelosi and the Intelligence Committee, headed by Adam Schiff, that is going to be the focus of the impeachment. Just that. The other committees are not, they're going to gather evidence, but the other committees are not focused on impeachment the way Adam Schiff's House Intelligence Committee is. So, okay, because this violates this latest violation by Trump of the Constitution and the laws of the United States involves intelligence. So you see why it's going to stay with that committee. So in their function, whoo, in their function as a co-equal branch of government, the House has said, we want this guy, that guy to come in and answer questions before a House committee. Now, to the bloated bastard Pompeo, that constitutes bullying. Oh, Mike, really? Intimidation and bullying. You pieces of shit that work for Trump, you never do that, do you? This is not bullying, Pompeo, you bloated turd. What you do, what your boss does, what your cohort does, that's bullying, okay? Listen to Trump. Come on, Pompeo, get the Bible shit out of your ears and listen to what Trump is doing where he is threatening a whistleblower. Now, it's in violation of the law, but Trump doesn't give a rat's ass about law, Mikey. Come on. But Mike Pompeo insists that performing their constitutional function of oversight, House Democrats are bullying. Oh! Pompeo wrote in a letter to House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Eliot Engel of New York, quote, I am concerned with aspects of your request that can be understood only as an attempt to intimidate, bully, and treat improperly the distinguished professionals of the Department of State, including several career Foreign Service officers whom the committee is now targeting. No, Pompeo, you bloated piece of human waste, your people are the ones that target, right? Trump has already intimated that he wants to execute the whistleblower. You fool, you freak, Pompeo. Pompeo claimed that he had been, quote, made aware that committee staff are sending intimidating communications to career State Department officials. Intimidating. He wrote this, too. Oh, now here comes the bully boy. Here he comes. Let me be clear. Brr. I will not tolerate such tactics. And I will use all means at my disposal to prevent and expose any attempts to intimidate the dedicated professionals whom I am proud to lead and serve alongside the Department of State. All right, asshole, if you are going to prevent and expose any attempts to intimidate the dedicated professionals, then grab your boss. That would be the other bloated asshole, the monster. Grab your boss by his collar and the seat of his pants and bum rush the son of a bitch over to Elliot Engel's committee. Because there is your intimidator, you fool. There's your bully, Mike. Pompeo's letter came in response to a request by Elliot Engel, and other key chairmen to depose 5 State Department officials about the Ukraine scandal, engineered, caused by, run by, and listened into by Pompeo, but run by Trump. They commit the crime. If we say, hey, you committed a crime, woo, 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 you're intimidating, you're bullying. Jesus Christ. So that was Pompeo's little a bit of dramatic theater this morning. I will not tolerate. Oh, damn, I wish I wouldn't have sworn off the F word. Oh, by the way, before I move on here about Mike Pompeo listening into the Ukraine call, after lying on an interview show, I forget which one, it was CNN. I think it was CNN. I didn't know anything about the call. The son of a bitch was listening in on the call. But he's a Christian. He's a Christian. And he works for the gangster, the mobster, the monster. So Mike Pompeo can say any freaking thing he wants to say because he's a Christian. Now that's... So back to the bloated, I graduated first in my class at West Point. Woo! Couldn't make it in the military, could you, chump? According to CNN, Pompeo was on that July 25th phone call between Trump and the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr the Mouse Zelensky. He did not pressure me. No, squeak, squeak, squeak. A rough transcript of the conversation released by the White House shows Trump repeatedly pushed Zelensky to investigate Biden and his son Hunter. During that call, Trump asked Zelensky to speak with his personal lawyer, the Batman, Rudy Giuliani, and suggests that the Ukrainian president look into Biden and his son. Trump, being the piece of human waste that he is, the bloated, ugly, corrupt, filthy gangster, said in the phone call, according to the transcript, quote, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution. A lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, sounds horrible to me. There's no evidence whatsoever of any wrongdoing by either Joe Biden or his son Hunter. But that doesn't matter to this gang of monsters. and Christians and Nazi Jews and the guy who sits as if he were sitting on a toilet at the top of the heap, Trump. The Wall Street Journal first reported that Pompeo was on that call. The State Department has not yet responded to CNN's request for comment. Pompeo was asked about the whistleblower complaint last week when he was in New York for the UN General Assembly and said at the time that he had not yet read it in full. Well, you son of a bitch, you were right there. You heard it. When asked if he or his staff acted improperly, Pompeo said that, to the best of his knowledge, quote, each of the actions that were taken by the State Department officials were entirely appropriate, end quote. And Pompeo offered a similar response during an ABC News interview last week when questioned about the complaint, and reports that Trump had repeatedly pressed the Ukrainian leader to investigate the Bidens with help from Batman, Giuliani. Pompeo said at the time, you probably saw this bit of video, well, you just gave me a report about an intelligence community whistleblower complaint, none of which I've seen. I don't know anything about it. Phone call? What phone call? Is there a phone call around here? Hello, phone? I don't know anything. I'm a Christian. I graduated first in my class at West Point, and I'm a freaking liar. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.